In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create multiple forecasts for the same product. This is kind of a ninja hack. So if you wanted to have two different forecasts for the same product in the same region or marketplace, let's say you wanted to have different forecast settings here and different forecast settings here. Perhaps you wanted to use this forecast for ordering and this forecast for purchasing or for transferring, or maybe you wanted to use this one for using a certain type of forecasted seasonality and you wanted to try a different kind here for whatever reason. There's a million different reasons why someone might want to have two different forecasts where they can compare two different forecasts to each other. So here's how to do it. First, what we're going to do is we're going to start on the inventory page and we're going to find our product that we want to set up the two forecasts for. What we need to do is we need to go into the product. Now, the only way to do this, because normally what we're doing is we're pulling all this data from Amazon and then we're creating forecasts for each of these different marketplaces. The way to do this is to create regional groupings, okay? And I'm just going to remove all this other junk to make this easier. So right now what we have is we have one regional grouping called US, Canada, Mexico, also called North America, or NAM for short. And you can see that here, NAM. That stands for North America. Now, before I get off on a tangent, I do want to point out we have a training course in our mini startup guide here, mini course. There's a module number 19, right now it's 19, called Regional Settings, How to Group NARF, which is North America Remote Fulfillment, Pan EU, which is like Europe minus UK or Brexit, etc. And go do that module first. This is really an additional gradient beyond that. This is a more advanced training that I'm going over now. This is a ninja hack. So we've got it grouped by North America. So that's our first regional grouping. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to combine US, Canada, Mexico, and deduplicate or all of this duplicated inventory because we're selling in all of North America, but we're actually storing our inventory in the United States. Okay. So that forecast down here is based on the sales in US, Canada, Mexico, all combined and into one forecast called North America. Okay, good. So now what I'm doing is I'm actually going to I can create custom groups down here. So what I did is I created a second North America with the exact same three marketplaces, and I called it NAM2. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that and then come down here and save. Now what happens is when I search for that ASIN on my inventory or on my forecast page, I'm going to have two different forecasts that are identical, as you can see here. Now the only difference this has adjusted velocity is a little bit different is because some of the forecast settings are different in here. Perhaps one of them has the stock out tool turned on, one of them doesn't. So this is where it gets into, now you can customize each of these two forecasts and use different tools or different order transfer schedules, different units per carton. I mean, you can really dial in and make this completely different. Different additional sales growth, seasonality, the list goes on and on and on and on. And that's why these might not match up exactly, right? So this one, we've got 16.76 is my adjusted velocity. The second one on the bottom has a completely different number because we're probably using a stock out tool with this one and we're not using it with this one. That would be my guess. But if you had both of these set up exactly the same, you would have identical information here and here. The whole point of this is to be able to make two different forecasts using the same information so you can compare. All right. So I hope you found that helpful.